Well, friends, welcome to another Word of the Day Thursday. This week, I'd like to borrow my Word of the Day from one of our daily devotions. The word is crisis. As part of our daily devotions, Lauren and I always read a devotion by Father Richard Rohr, who founded the Center for Action and Contemplation. We've always found that Father Richard has that rare ability to speak a faith-filled word, even in the midst of this uncertain, confusing, and frightening time. And crisis certainly seems to speak to the moment in which we live. COVID-19 is still raging, especially in our country. Politics, not science, seems to be determining how we deal with the crisis. Our numbers keep going up, and in addition to all of this, we've seen in graphic and horrible ways that there is a crisis of injustice in our country. Crisis does seem like an appropriate word, but it's also a word that frightens us. I even looked the word up in the dictionary. A crisis is defined as a stressful time when we experience a breakdown or disruption in our usual or normal daily life. The pandemic is a crisis. The political nonsense that does not let us deal transparently with this illness is a crisis. Systemic racism and the lack of social justice is a crisis. How do we as followers of Jesus deal with the crisis that is life today? Father Richard tells us that crisis invariably leads to change. Well, we don't really like change, do we? Especially when it's forced on us by crisis. But Father Richard also assures us that as people of faith, change can lead to transformation. He says transformation is always a process of letting go, living in the confusing, shadowy space for a while. God is always there in those moments, the shadowy, uncertain, and often frightening moments. Crisis will always lead to change, but in God's love, it can lead to transformation, to a growing awareness of God's love for us and for others. Father Richard goes on to assure us, eventually we're spit up on a new and unexpected shore. You can see why Jonah in the belly of the whale is such an important symbol for so many Jews and Christians. Our devotion for last Tuesday was called Sustained by God's Love. And in it, James Finley shared a prayer practice that will surely inspire, encourage, and comfort us in time of crisis. Finley says, in this contemplative practice, sit and renew your awareness that you're sitting in the presence of God, all about you and within you. As you inhale God's silent I love you, in which God is being poured out and utterly given away to you as the miracle of your life. And then when you exhale yourself in love. I love you. And so we are breathing along with God. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And from the reciprocity of love, destiny is fulfilled and the foundations of suffering are healed. May God bless you with loving transformation as we move through these crises.